So now I have again a good synthesis of some thoughts that I had in the last years or maybe 10 years in philosophy. You know that I started in 2007 with the university, and these thoughts, they are important for anyone who is in human science, or also anyone who engages in some intellectual activity. Okay, so the point is, there is two main ways to explain or to communicate an idea today. And you should distinguish these categories, because otherwise you will have unnecessary stress, intellectual stress in your so to say psychological, intellectual well-being. Okay, and the difference that I talk about is, you have one way of speaking to people in which you speak to whom already may understand or agree with your idea, or you speak to people in a sense that they will bring a lot of objections or questions to what you have to say, but in the sense that they are really really opponents of what you are talking about. Okay, and what happens is that in the first category, you should focus just on the power of the expression, and on the maybe on the original way in which you can talk about it. But in the second way, you need to develop really a lot of skills, because here the point is that you say the things as they really are. You want to build a language or a style. You want to have such a solid use of the concepts that it makes very hard for people to bring some relevant objection or some good objection against it. It will happen that most of the case, people will attack this discourse because they don't understand it. And in this second way of using the language, the intellectual language, the ultimate skill, the ultimate level that you can reach is that you speak with with accuracy, but at the same time you make so that many people can understand this, many different people, for they can attack directly the argument or the idea that you are talking about. Okay, because most of the times in such texts, people are attacking the representation of your text. They are attacking a representation that they have in their heads of your text. You understand? And this is really a very hard art to learn. This video is not about this, but this video is more about that when you communicate ideas, you are either in a logical use of the language or in a rhetorical use of the language. That's the main difference that I want to highlight. And this is important because when you when you have clear in your head that you are in the rhetorical use of the language, you should actually not care about other people are thinking about what you are saying, because you are already speaking for people who understand, or for people who agree with your assumptions, with your main presuppositions. Do you understand? And I understand that there is an obvious level here, a kind of common sense that I'm talking about, but the next aspect that I want to highlight, and the important aspect on this that I want to highlight, is that I noticed that in today's academia, you have an absolutely confusion about which is the use of the language that is in the game. Do you understand? The rules of the game are not clear. It's like always an opportunism, a change between both ways. What you could even call it diabolic, because you switch the rules of the game in such a way that the opponent cannot know it anymore, and with a prevalence of an ideological discourse that is a kind of unquestionable. Okay. So it happens as the first use of the language appears as it were the second, or sometimes the second, this logical use of language appears as it were the rhetoric, or do you understand what I mean? I want to stop here and to let you thinking about this, and to highlight the first aspect that is very superficial, maybe a common sense, maybe you already thought about this, but to focus on this relevance today, to have clear these two ways of using language. And I tried here to synthesize, to bring a synthesis of one of my most important ideas of the last 10 years. That's not a development of an idea, of course. And also, I don't care if there is something written about this, but what I want to also to let clear is that something that for me it's always present in my head, and also organize the way I handle things, or the way I write, etc. Unfortunately, I cannot always say if I am writing something in the rhetorical modus or in the logical modus, but they are there. They are two different ontological status of the language, and I think I can, and I would be happy to come in a new video to bring maybe better arguments for this. But until now, that's the video. And here, for example, this video, this is a rhetorical use of language, because I am not speaking to opponents. You understand? I am not speaking in the sense of defending myself. This is a very elementary thing, but important thing. I don't know if many young students of human science, if they have clear this concept. So, greetings from Salzburg.